Hello, this is Tamsin Astor, your friendly local habit scientist. I wanted to talk to you today about handling destructive and negative emotions. We've all been there, right? That situation where, you've lost your job again, or you keep putting on weight even though you're going to the gym, or, whatever it is, right? You just have got yourself in this situation, or you know a friend who's like this, right? Who's always like, woe is me, I'm the victim, woe is me, woe is me. Now, the problem with that is that you're not taking any ownership over your experience of the situation or the way you think and feel about it, which is not particularly empowering, is it? So the second way that we can often deal with these situations is we change the circumstances. We might identify that a particular person is very destructive in our lives and causes a huge amount of these emotions to arise, and we might gently find a way of removing this person from our lives. Or it might be that a particular job is causing a huge amount of physical and psychological or emotional distress, and you need to work different hours, or you need to live in a different environment, and you change that. Or it may be cutting out particular foods or drinks, or whatever. Any different thing like this creates that change in circumstance, and it may be great for a while, but then you may find that even though you change the circumstances, these destructive emotions are still coming up. So the third way that we can think about dealing with these destructive emotions is to change the way we think and feel about them. About 8 years ago, I started studying Buddhism, and there are a number of different paths that you can take along the Buddhist tradition. And the victim mode is not really you taking any control or any, interactive engagement with your experience. But there's two paths, the Hinayana and the Mahayana path in Buddhism, that describe that the destructive emotions, right, the negativity that we come across, is like a poisonous plant. And we can cut the plant down. And that's great, right? We've cut the plant down, we've got rid of those destructive emotions, yay me! The second path is we cut the tree down, the poisonous tree, and we poison the roots to stop it from growing back. Now, if any of you guys have ever gardened, you know that one of the problems with cutting down the roots or even poisoning the roots is some things keep growing back, right? They may not grow back here, but they may grow over there, or in the front garden when they're in the back, right? So you find this situation that comes up again, and these destructive emotions, extreme anger, extreme fear, extreme passion, things that completely overwhelm you, keep coming back. So the third path is the Vajrayana path in Buddhism, and this is the way that you deal with the destructive emotions. Is the poisonous tree, you eat it. And the idea is that the eating of the destructive emotions is how the peacock became this beautiful, blooming animal with these amazing, iridescent blues and greens, was by taking in this destructive emotion, taking in this negativity and processing it and thriving. I'm not even going to talk about the fact that it's the male peacock blooms, because frankly, as a woman, I know I can take in the shit and bloom, right? Let's not even go there, particularly since it was International Women's Day yesterday, right? Let's just put that aside and think we can all take in the negativity and bloom. Now, I had to do this in my personal life when I have 3 children. When my second child was 2, he was very sick over a number of months, on and off. And eventually I ended up in the ER with him one Thursday evening. And after 7 hours of a battery of tests, the nurse came into the room and said, the pediatric oncologist wants to talk to you. Now, if you've ever heard those words, you know what it means. It's completely mind-blowing. My 2-year-old son was diagnosed with cancer, and we went through all of the trauma associated with that. And what I realized in that situation was that if I sat there and thought, what did I do as a mother to put him in this situation? Or is he going to survive? Is he going to be there tomorrow? Is he going to live another day? I wasn't going to be able to be present. I wasn't going to be able to be the best mother to him, to my 4-year-old, the best wife to my ex-husband, and keep myself healthy and sane. And I had to figure out a way of handling all the stuff that was coming at me, positive and negative, and bloom like the peacock. So how did I do that? Meditation. Meditation is a way that you can learn how to change the way you think and feel. Change your experience, your psychological and emotional experience of the world. Now, it's not easy, and it's not about having an empty mind. It's about noticing that you're having thoughts and not following them. That's the biggest misconception I think about meditation, is the idea that we have an empty mind. We're never going to have empty minds. And who the hell wants to have an empty mind, right? Like, I love my mind. I love all the crazy stuff that bubbles up in it. But what I want to know and what I want to learn and what I want to master a little bit more is how to slow down, put on the brakes, and not react to everything I think, or not to believe everything I think. So that's how I figured out how to become the peacock, was to meditate. So every day, without fail, I take a moment to sit. I allow my spine to be in its natural curves. I drop my gaze and I listen to my breath. And as thoughts pop into my mind, I label them thinking and I let them go. Thanks for listening.